Hey, it's Rachel Adelicia from Investment Piece, and we are like a week into, I know I'm not supposed to call it quarantine, but social distancing, isolation. You may be on lockdown, you may be on a shelter in place, but all those things were like a week into it. And I wanted to see how you were doing. And I really mean that, like, how are you doing? It's a lot. Um, I made a little video last week that, oh, we didn't want to ignore what was going on and we were, encouraged and we would make it through. And I still feel like all those things are true. But I'm going to be honest, there's been like waves of emotion. And as I shouldn't say new things, but each day feels like a year at this point, right? And we're all kind of figuring stuff out. And we're all at home a lot now. And that's different. It's just different. Um, if you've heard me say this before, you're going to hear me say it a ton. I think that as humans, we are vast enough to be able to hold more than one truth in our pocket. You can hold two or three or four or five, and all those truths don't always go together. Sometimes they contradict each other. So, like for me, what I've kind of been going through this past week is at first I was like, great, I'm an introvert and I can stay inside and I don't need all this stuff. And even though I love to get dressed and I love events, it's fine. It's going to be great. And I'm excited to really focus on like my fitness and really examine my goals and maybe work on, some different stuff for the blog and all this stuff. And that was great till about Tuesday when I realized, yeah, I kind of do like going out. It turns out maybe I'm not a homebody. Maybe I'm just a do what I want to do body. Maybe that's what I am. And that I miss going to the gym, which is such a first world problem. Such a first world problem to miss going somewhere to work out. And I work from home. That's, my jam anyway. But this is different and it's felt different. And, Tuesday I got a little bit depressed, like really like, oh my gosh. And that's okay. I'm learning that that's okay. I think that right now on social media, we've all seen it. The Shakespeare wrote King Lear when he was in quarantine, and Isaac Newton discovered calculus, and we can do this, and we can be so productive. And yeah, I mean that's true, but there's still a plague going on. For Shakespeare when he happened that to do that, and a lot of people died, and it's scary. So right now, if you're feeling anxious and you're feeling scared about the virus, or you're just worried about money, which me too, I get it. I think that's okay. That every day we don't have to get up and write King Lear. There are going to be days when we're scared, and that's okay. There are also days when you're going to be depressed. I am usually not this honest about my age, but I realized the other day, so 9/11, it's changed America greatly and the world greatly. That happened this September. I graduated from college. So I graduated in May. That happened in September. Where I was working, even though I was pursuing acting in a creative field, the job I was being offered, all of a sudden they put a hiring freeze on for 3 years and I was a temp, which affects salary. And then as I moved up and got other jobs and different things were happening, then, kind of when you're starting to earn a lot, the Great Recession happened. So that changed things up again. And now here we are with the pandemic. And it's scary and it's sad. I have been grieving for things, and it's not just me and little stuff. I think it's sad. It's okay. I should say this. It's okay to be sad about things. If you're having to move events like your wedding or your birthday or getting your hair done, you get to be upset about that, and no matter what we all say, our lives are changing. And I have hope that they're going to change for the better, but it's also okay to be sad. It hit me the other day that when 9/11 happened, and I was, like I said, an intern, someone said, this is going to change the way we fly. I was in LA, I was working at NBC, and someone said, we're not going to be a society anymore that can just get on a plane and go somewhere. And that was right. And the other day, it hit me like, we might not no longer be a society that can just go to the store for things. I'm so used to being like, oh, I'm kind of European. Like I only shop for so many days in a row. And I've had to change that thinking really fast. And even now I'm like, oh, if we don't have that, I can just pop out and get it. And that may no longer be a reality. And it's okay for me to be sad about that. That's what I'm learning. It's okay for me to be sad about that. Um, while all that sadness and all that grief, because, like I said, we're experiencing a lot, and grief is a real thing, is what I've learned as an adult. It's a real intense thing that takes time. We can grieve things, we can be anxious, and we can be scared. At the same time, I'm really hopeful. Um, this time off, even though I'm not writing King Lear every day, there are days when I'm really productive, and there are days when I'm really, I don't know what the word would be, maybe empowered. Um, I love our little community, and I love my blog because I believe in the stories. I believe in our stories, and I believe that the stories that we can tell with fashion. And those things aren't going anywhere. They really aren't. And so it's, in a way, I'm kind of excited to see how can we grow from here? What stories can we tell? There are days when I'm in sweatpants, but there have been a few days when I've gotten ready and like really gotten dressed, and it's made me feel great, and it has made me really take a look at my closet, and I'm sure that will continue. Someone started the hashtag Formal Friday, so on Friday I got dressed. Today, on Sunday, there's a hashtag Fashion But Make It Distance, and I plan on getting something fabulous on. Please join. If there's a story that you would want to tell with your fashion right now, if it's, stained sweats or something fancy, or what you're finding that you're drawn to right now, tell me. We'll get it on the blog. We'll tell your stories. That's part of what we're here for. So I'm like super hopeful about that. Also, this time has been kind of lovely to reconnect with friends. Our friends that, even though we, are in contact and talk and all that stuff, but really kind of having some time and to check in with each other and to share it with each other almost on a daily basis has been great. Virtual happy hours are sometimes, I'm finding, better than like real happy hours because they're fantastic. I'm getting to use the internet for amazing things. Like, I'm really appreciating, I'm a gym rat. Well, I don't like lift weights, but my workouts gym rat. And I split time between Texas and California. And there are gyms I love in both places who have put like online workouts, or they're going live with their workouts, or their dance parties that I'm joining in every day. And those things are such moments of connection that really, really bring me joy. And there's a ton of museums and like ballets and the Met operas that are putting either their collections or their performances online, and then we can go and look at them. So like 2 days ago, I went to 3 museums in Paris in the afternoon, and it was fabulous. So there are things that I'm very, very grateful for, and that I'm having a great time with. And that's exciting. And so I can be, really kind of sad and worried about the future, and worried about, we all are worried about our health and our finances and all those things. And I am. And yet I'm really kind of excited about the stories we're going to tell. And I'm so grateful for all these things that are happening, and all those things are happening at the same time. And yeah, I mean, that's okay, right? Is that what you're going through? I would love to hear about it. And I'd love to hear about what is inspiring you and what's making you feel great right now. I brought up the Shakespeare thing. And don't get me wrong, I think that the message I think people are trying to say with that is like, hey, this is an opportunity, and you can still grow in times of hardship and all those things. And I think it's true. Like, something great can come out of this. We can be apart, and we can be together, and, you may spark creativity, whatever. Yay. But I also think, for me, the pressure of having to do that every day is too much. So I'm learning to be like, hey, there are days when I'm going to, be in yoga pants or sweatpants, and I might be a little bit sad. And then there are days when, yeah, I might throw on a ball gown and be really happy, and, be excited that I can see opera from Italy or whatever. Both those things can be true. We don't have to write King Lear. If you are writing your version of King Lear at this time, fantastic. Let us know how that's going. If the biggest thing you're doing on a daily basis is showering, or not even showering, you're just keeping yourself fed, and you're keeping yourself sane, and you're keeping yourself healthy, that's a lot, and it's enough. All these things can be true. So I'm going to ask you again, how are you? What's going on with you? Again, I'm here to tell your stories. If there's something you want to see, if there's something that is inspiring you, if there's something you want to shop, all those things, let us know. As a community, we want to be here for you. We want to tell our stories. We want to you know. If it's just like, hey, let's pick a time and have a virtual happy hour, let's do it. But because this is a Sunday's Chronicle video, and every Sunday Chronicle, I always end it with, I wish us something and then amazing shoes, because many things and yet amazing shoes are always important. So this week, I'm going to wish you love. I'm going to tell you to be kind. I'm going to tell you to wash your hands and to do your part to flatten the curve. I'm also going to tell you to love yourself hard, whatever that means on a day-to-day basis, however that looks like for you. And then I'm going to tell you to love your people hard, whatever that means, whatever that looks like on a day-to-day basis for you. So all those things, and I wish us amazing shoes, and here's to a great week.